You ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and other places people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now Anchor can match you with great sponsors too, so you get paid for this podcast. What I like about it is starting using it is how easy it is to use. I just upload those episodes of my podcast. I placed it other places, do some editing and tinkering, and voila, that's it. It's that simple. So if you always wanted to start your own podcast, make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. And now, let's get on with the show. You ever felt you're being watched sometimes? Have you ever had a cold shiver run down your spine? Sometimes we go through that. Sometimes we look for answers to questions we don't really truly understand. Like, are we truly alone in the universe? Is there life after death? This world is weird. It gets weirder by the day. And in that weird are questions that we have as curious beings known as humans. Tonight, we look into some of those questions and get a little weird. Because we all are just a tad bit weird. Tonight on Weekend Weird. Good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or whenever the hell you're listening to this podcast. I don't care. This is Weekend Weird, the show about the weird and mundane that's out of this universe. I am your host, captain of the ship, producer, almost Mr. Everything, RedNick, and I am joined on this episode by, you know who the hell it is, shit.
Hi.
It's so cool. He's back, man. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming out again. What was the last episode we did?
We did the Chicago Mothman. We did Chicago Mothman and
right.
The Goblins of Kentucky.
West Virginia, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Were those the ones that were hiding in the caves?
Yeah, the Goblins hiding in the caves. They haven't come out yet. We've been trying. I think during the summer we're going to do a excursion down there. We're going to go into the caves and flush those goblins the hell out of there.
We?
Yes, we. all the co-hosts. You, Maddie, Beaker, Mary,
just getting a whole
my brother.
Together.
Yeah.
Right.
Going down there, record it and put it on YouTube.
As long as this job gives workman's comp.
Yeah, burritos.
Say burritos?
Yes, burritos.
Nice to be back on, Nick.
Yes. This episode, we're going to get a little goofy because this is a really weird story at the beginning of it. And this originally wasn't going to be a two-parter. It was originally going to be a one-part. But something has come up that needs to be discussed a little bit. We're not going too in-depth into it, but we will tackle it a little bit. It's a recent documentary that came out on Netflix, but we'll get to that after we get to this first story.
Lighthearted entry. Then we come with the real heavy stuff.
We're starting light and then we're going hard. That doesn't
sound right.
Yeah. To answer your question, Ogul, from earlier before we started recording, the name of the show, I believe, that your barber had recommended to you was Unidentified Inside America's UFO Investigation.
Yes, that is.
Yes, apparently it's hosted or produced by Tom DeLarge, formerly of Big... DeLong, whatever his damn name is.
By the way, if you can't laugh on the podcast and not give credits, go ahead.
Hi.
That is Stephanie. She might be joining on some episodes going forward here. So she might chime in with some opinions here and there. But she's sitting listening to us.
Yes, we have a live studio audience in this episode. I love those shows where you get the live studio audience and you hear the mysterious laughter and then you realize there's no one else in the house with you.
On this episode, we have Stephanie and my cat.
Yes. Hey! But our first story is what we're going to do. We're going to start off with is a very weird story that's from back in World War II. It's the mystery of the Phantom Barber of Pascagoula, Mississippi. And we're going, what the hell is that? Yeah, it's one of the strangest crimes in the history of the U.S. Apparently, this barber has been going around during the 40s and cutting people's hair without their permission.
Okay.
Yeah, just been going around cutting people's hair, and the theories of this Phantom Barber.
What years did you say this was?
This is 1942.
So I mean, he could have been just doing like some pro bono barber work.
Who the hell does unnecessary, unwarranted pro bono barber work in the middle of goddamn 1942 Mississippi?
Sometimes you don't know how you look, right? So the barber has to come in with his professional touch and his expertise and give you a haircut even if you don't want it. Change is hard, you know?
That's assault. That is assault.
So Mississippi's Phantom Barber of Pascagoula. Okay.
Yes. It's one of the most strangest cases. Again, the strangest cases.
I love this article too. Like the main picture in the beginning of the article is a pair of scissors, as if we didn't know what a fucking barber was.
Like how does a barber cut their hair? Yeah. Looking at the article on mental floss.
How do magnets even work?
Yeah, we don't know. So apparently we don't know.
It's to put you in the right mental state of mind. It's creepy. It's scissors. It could potentially mean something more...
There could be something behind it.
A little bit more violent versus just a simple haircut.
A nice little couple of blood drips would have been nice, but it's just a rusty pair of scissors.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just rusty scissors. It's just sitting there and just... Well, no one died getting a haircut. A couple of people get bashed their heads in, but that's debatable once we get into the story, whether they're connected. But yeah, this is fucking weird, and it makes me. It's in your home, so it makes your skin crawl a little bit. There's someone out there breaking into. I mean, not now that we know of, breaking into people's homes and cutting your hair. Like, while you're asleep. Like, wouldn't that make you, like, a little on edge?
It just depends on, again, how good the haircut was. You know?
Like, you lined me up and got the edges and everything, man. I really look good. But still, how did I get this fucking haircut? All right, let's go into the story. Because the story gets weird, so... We're going to the story. We're using certain aids to help us out to tell this story. Mentalfloss.com, Sword and Scale, Wikipedia. So, here we go. So the first known phantom attacks were reported on the night of June 5th, 1942. Mary Bingham's
and Ethel Heido had settled in their bed for the night at their Our Lady of Victory's Covenant. Sometime during the night, a noise stirred the young women from their beds just in time to see a man climbing out of their window. Both girls were unharmed, but noticed that a single lock of hair had been missing from both of their heads. Since it was dark, they were unable to provide a detailed description of this character, but Biggs only telling investigators that he was sort of fat, sort of short, and wearing a white t-shirt.
So, we got the Hamburglar.
Yes. Put an APB out on a hamburger. I want a hard target search of every outhouse, in-house, pancake house, waffle house, house of pies.
I'm going to start stealing
in the
hamburgers.
tri-state area.
He's stealing hair.
Yeah. Oh, man.
God,
I mean,
crazy.
It's crazy, but also it's scary at the same time. You hear a noise in the middle of the night, you wake up, and all of a sudden you see a fat, short guy running out of your window.
So how did they immediately know that some hair was missing? Did he cut out like a large chunk of it or something?
I guess so. That they checked their hair and they were like, I got a bald spot right here.
Missing a lock of hair, it says.
Well, missing a lock. It could be a lock, could be like a lot
handful?
of hair, a handful of hair. So
how much is a lock of hair?
I mean, typically a lock of hair isn't that much, but
Isn't that much?
I mean, I guess it could be depending on how much hair. It's still a lock, right?
Yeah,
It's still a lock of hair. Or
like they could be downplaying it. There was enough so they noticed.
Girls
it.
know.
Yeah.
We know when someone's touched our hair.
Thank God we got a woman on this episode someone with hair. I wouldn't know. Someone cut my hair. I wouldn't know. Just like, what?
It's definitely a little creepy.
Yeah, it is creepy.
Just
you wake up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden you see a fat guy farting out of your window and all of a sudden your hair is gone. But let's go on to the second attack. So they hear about the story. People were at an all-time high. This is also during World War II. Pearl Harbor just happened, so people were on high alert. They don't know whether they're going to be attacked by the Japanese or the Germans or the Italians. So everyone's at high alert. So we go to the second attack. This is of a young kid, a 6-year-old, named Carol Pinette, who had been sleeping in her bed next to her twin brother, when this Phantom Barber sliced through their window screen, planted his feet firmly in her bedroom. He crept quietly towards the sleeping girl and seared off a lock of her hair before promptly fleeing the scene. The only evidence left behind was a single sandy footprint located directly below the children's bedroom window. Okay, it's getting a little bit
Creepy.
Creepier.
Is he only cutting girls' hair? Because what about the little boy?
Boy could have been bald headed. Could be as bald headed as Jordan. I don't know. But
right now, he's only targeting women. Yeah.
Yeah, he's only targeting women and cutting off their hair. So yeah, now he's going after a little girl, 6-year-old little girl. I mean, what kind of creep is this thing? I don't know.
I mean, how long between the two incidents?
Just a couple of
It
weeks.
just says the next incident occurred following Friday night. So okay.
They say it's just a couple of weeks. Yeah,
Okay.
a week.
So it's not just somebody like copycatting.
Right.
Same guy.
Okay, it could be the same guy. Now the next incident, which happens another week after the girl's hair getting cut. I'm not too sure because now the MO has changed with this. I'm not too sure if this is connected, but people seem to think that this is connected. Like a week after the first attacks occurred, Mr. and Mrs. Hindenburg will become the next victims of a home invasion. But unlike them just getting their hair cut, the barber wasn't there for hair. He had beaten the Hindenburgs in their bed with a lead pipe, knocking out Mrs. Hindenburg's front teeth and leaving Mr. Hindenburg unconscious. The attack happened so suddenly that neither the Hindenburgs, were able to offer the description of the attacker. Hindenburgs had stayed in the same city, Pascagoula, and they were attacked. The police sent out bloodhounds to track the perpetrator's scent. The bloodhounds